This video is for any person who is thinking about any investment in LIC so that they can decide based on my experience whether it is a right option or not. It's purely a real time event one has undergone with the LIC for investing in their plans. That too related to a death claim. This audio is about the hardship one is facing with LIC, that is Life Insurance Corporation of India, while approaching them for a death claim. My mother expired on July 2023, and I had couple of policies in her name, and I am the nominee. When I approached LIC Adayar branch Chennai, I faced hell a lot of problem, and till date, that is the month of March 2024, I am not able to get the amount from Adayar branch Chennai. Reason being, the branch manager is totally uncooperative, highly egoistic, and he don't want to settle the claim in a timely manner. The following events whatever happened in this branch, I'm going to do it in detail so that any other person whoever is thinking about investing in LIC should reconsider their opinion, because they are not going to face the problem, but their nominees will face after their lifetime while doing a claim. Moreover, it is not about the branch alone, it is about even LIC itself. They are demanding certificate which even any state government or central government does not give. For example, one of the certificate they are demanding is, it is called as alternate proof of death. That is, if one submits a death certificate, that is not sufficient, they need another proof in paper which confirms the person's death, and it may be a burial certificate or cremation certificate. So when you really show the death certificate provided by Chennai Corporation, which is nowadays it's online, it can be downloaded online, and it can be verified online by scanning the QR code given in the death certificate. LIC considers it is above government of India, I guess, because government of India or Tamil Nadu government, any government whatever they give is called as a death certificate, and it is valid for any other reason. Not only within India, it is even considered as a valid certificate abroad also. But LIC doesn't consider it as a valid certificate. And another one, they do not pay the purchase price or maturity price whatever mentioned in the policy. They deduct out of that, and they don't give any proper explanation or detailing of why it is deducted. Specifically, Adayar branch senior branch manager Mr. Radhakrishnan is not at all cooperative, and he didn't even consider that the death claim has to be settled in a timely manner. When personally I approached and raised this situation of demanding a burial certificate and other unreasonable demands, we had a discussion, and he promised that he'll take care of everything. But after 8 months also, he has not done anything in specific, and he is not responding to my call or WhatsApp messages. That is the reason I have to put that in black and white and tell the public about what's happening in LIC, what all issues they may come across while applying for a death claim. Let me go into details of the policy and what all issues faced while applying for the death claim. And remember that this particular claim is made in the month of July 2023, and it is March 2024, and still it is unclaimed or unsettled by the LIC. Now let's go to the details of the policy. The name of the policy is Varishta Pension Bima Yojana, and it was taken in the year 2003, and the policy amount is 1 lakh, and the pension amount per month is 750, that is 750 rupees per month pension my mother was getting. Another policy also was taken the same year, November month 2003, and the amount is 66,665, and the pension amount was 500 rupees per month. It was taken at the age of 60. So, exactly after 20 years, my mother passed away in the month of July 2023, and I attempted to claim this particular amount, two policies, and personally visited Adayar branch and attempted to surrender the certificate and claim the amount. But what I faced is, initially when I called them and tried to get what all forms to be submitted, they were not specific. they asked me to come down to their office and then check up. Then what we did is we went to the LIC website and noted down all the forms what all to be submitted. So we prepared a list and took them everything filled and took the set of or bunch of papers to Adayar branch. What all papers we took along with us is original policy, both the two policies, original copies, then a claim form A, duly signed, my mother's death certificate provided by Greater Chennai Corporation, my mother's Aadhaar copy, my that is nominee's Aadhaar copy, NEFT mandate form, then my passbook photocopy, wherein the account number, branch, and everything is there, and we submitted the forms. All this paper, along with the covering letter, was submitted, and the person there refused to take this papers and said, "Who gave these forms?" Then we said, we downloaded it from the LIC website. Then he said that it is not complete and it has to be signed by one of the LIC agents. Then we said that the person who provided that copy or the policy in the year 2003 is not reachable. So we won't be able to get it signed by the person. Then for that, he said it can be signed by any other agent and we have to go down to the road. Their agents will be there and we have to approach them and get it signed by them. For that, we asked, what is the reason for getting it signed by a agent? Then he said, no, it has to be certified by a agent. So then we went down and when we looked and approached a couple of persons, the agents were not ready to sign it simply. But if we take a new policy, then they were ready to cooperate in this manner and sign the papers, for which we are not ready because we need the money. It's a very small amount, 1 lakh plus 66,000 and odd amount. And out of that, again, reinvesting in another policy is not a solution for us. So, moreover, it is a fundamental right. As a nominee, I am claiming this and it should be given to me. That was my thought. So we went back, and then when we asked, we are not able to get any sign from any agent. So LIC has to accept whoever with the witness, whatever we have signed it and brought. Then again, he took the papers and said burial certificate is missing and he cannot accept it. Then again, we asked, there is no burial certificate provided by any government. Either it is state government or central government does not give any burial certificate. And that certificate is the only legal document they provide. And in that, if there is any question about the veracity of that particular document, you can always scan the QR code in the document, whatever we have submitted, and it can be verified in the Corporation of Chennai website itself. That is the original or authenticated that certificate. So we will not be able to provide any burial certificate which government itself is not providing us. For that, again, he asked to approach the next senior person, and again, the lady in charge also demanded the same. Then, for that, we asked what all papers we have to submit to be given in a official statement. For that, they provided a list of documents, and that they have simply specifying alternate proof of death, and it is demanding burial certificate or cremation certificate. Also, the death has to be certified by LIC agent, development officer, or employee. This is also mandated by the LIC office. So it's like, even if government of India or any state government gives a death certificate, it is not sufficient, and it has to be certified by one of the LIC person. Even if it is the agent, he is above government of India or a state government, and it has to be certified. Then only it is a valid document for a death claim. Then for that, we thought we have to escalate it, and we when we tried to reach the senior branch manager in that Adayar branch, he was not available. So we left the place. Later in the evening, I called the branch manager, Mr. Radhakrishnan, and asked him to clarify what kind of documents are required for this kind of death claim. Is it not unethical to demand something which no one will be able to provide? Then he said, you could have approached me and I will take care of it. If you can come next day evening, I will set it out completely, like that sort of. Then I said, okay, in that case, if it is that is a thing, if I have to visit personally, I am ready to visit and submit it one more time to your office. Then he gave an appointment around 3:30, and I said I will be there. Next day again around 2:30 he called me and said, "Are you visiting?" Yes, I said around 3:30 I will be there and meet him personally. He also was asking for a policy to be new policy to be taken, since it's a death claim and he is settling, the relationship should continue and he need a new policy to be taken. For that again I politely said, at this point of time I will not be able to take, but there are many policies in my name, my wife name, my daughter, son-in-law, everything is there in that particular branch. So it is not relationship is severed at this point of time. It is a two policies of my mother is being claimed, that's all.
சார் வணக்கம் சார், நான் எல்ஐசி மேனேஜர் பேசுறேன் சார்.
சொல்லுங்க சார்.
வந்துருங்க சார், நீங்க 2:30 மணிக்கு வந்துடுறீங்களா?
ஒரு 3:30 வந்துடுறேன், நான் வெளியில இருக்கேன்.
பேப்பர்ஸ் எல்லாம் எடுத்துருவாங்க. நான் ஒரு வாட்ஸ்அப்ல அனுப்பின டிஸ்சார்ஜ் வவுச்சர் ஃபார்ம், அது 2 பாலிசிக்கும் தனியா பிரிண்ட் போட்டு எடுத்து ஃபில்அப் பண்ணி கொண்டு வந்துருங்க. கொண்டு வந்துடுறேன், எல்லாத்தையும் கொண்டு வந்து கொடுத்துருங்க சார். சரி சரி சார். நீங்க இன்னொரு எங்களோட கண்டினியூ பண்ணணும். இன்னொரு பாலிசி ஒன்று, சின்ன பாலிசி ஒன்று எடுக்கணும் சார். பார்க்கலாம். உங்களை விடவே மாட்டேன் சார், உங்களை விடவே மாட்டேன் சார். ஒண்ணு சொல்றேங்க சார், ஒண்ணு சொல்றேங்க. நீங்க உங்கள்ட்ட சின்ன பாலிசி தான் கேட்கறேன். இந்த சின்ன பாலிசிங்கிறது எங்களுக்கு பெரிய விஷயம் தான். ஆனா இத பண்ணலனாலும் எல்ஐசி வந்து ஜம்னு போவோம். ஆனா உங்க பார்ட்டிசிபேஷன் அதுல இருக்கணும் சார்.
இல்ல ஏற்கனவே இருக்கு. இப்போ பினான்சியல் இதுல இருக்கேன், அப்புறம் பின்னால வேணா பார்க்கலாம்.
ஓகே சார்.
What I did, I went personally, me and my wife went personally, along with again one set of documents. In this time, they also asked to submit 2 discharge forms. And then the discharge form, what I was able to fill was the policy number, my mother's name, my name, and also I have to sign it across a revenue stamp. The amount will be paid to me, what was the policy amount, how much is deducted, all those things will be left blank, and I have to submit that particular form. For that also I have filled it, left all the amount filled blank, signed with on top of a revenue stamp, and took that 2 papers along with that also. But when I reached there, around 3:30 I reached, and on seeing that he is not in the seat, then I called him. Then he said that he left the branch and he is traveling to some other place and will be back after some time, but the papers can be submitted to the assistant, which I was not ready. And in the conversation also I told, it is not about merely submitting the claim forms. If that is the case, I could have sent it by courier or some other messenger. It is about the grievance whatever I have in the branch, and I think that he can solve that problem and it will be beneficial for the other claimants. Whoever is submitting their papers, they will be having a hassle free relationship with the LIC.
சார் நான் கொஞ்சம் அந்த ஒரு 20 நிமிஷம் சார் வந்துருவேன் சார். ஹலோ, அங்க வந்து நாகலட்சுமின்னு ஒரு மேடம் இருக்காங்க, நாகலட்சுமி.
அவங்க மீட் பண்றது கஷ்டம் சார். பிரச்சனை ஆயிடுச்சு.
சொல்றேன் சார், வந்திருக்கேன். அதெல்லாம் வேற சார், விடுங்க சார். நம்ம
இல்ல விடுறதுக்குலாம் முடியாது சார். இட்ஸ் நாட் அ ப்ராப்பர் திங். நான் பிளைனா சொல்றேன், இட்ஸ் நாட் கரெக்ட். அவங்க எங்களோட நான் கோஆர்டினேட் பண்ண மாட்டேன், நான் பிளைனா சொல்லிடுறேன். இல்ல பிளைனா சொல்றேன்.
அவங்க தான் சார் அந்த கிளைம் ஆபீசர், அவங்க தான் சார்.
அப்புறம் நீங்க வர சொன்னீங்க, இப்ப அவங்களுக்கு மீட் பண்ண சொன்னாங்க, நான் டிவிஷன் ஆபீஸ் போய்க்கிறேன், அவ்வளவுதானே. இல்ல இல்ல நோ ஐ அம் நாட் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபைட், ஐ அம் நாட் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபைட். பிளைனா சொல்றேன் சார்.
ஒரு நிமிஷம் சார். சார் நீங்க தானே பேசுறது?
தான் நான் பேசுறேன்.
சரி, நீங்க கொஞ்சம் வெயிட் பண்ணுங்க, நான் வந்துடுறேன் சார். ஒரு 20 மினிட்ஸ்.
3:30 தான் நான் வரேன்னு சொல்லிருந்தேன் சார்.
சரி, ஒரு 20 மினிட்ஸ்ல வந்துடுறேன். ஓகே,
நான் வெயிட் பண்றேன். உங்களை மீட் பண்ணுவேன். ஐ நீட் டு அட்ரஸ் ஆல் தி கிரீவன்சஸ். நீங்க அட்ரஸ் பண்ண அப்புறம் தான் ஐ லீவ் திஸ் பிளேஸ்.
ஓகே மேடம், ஓகே.
ஆமா ஷூர். ஓகே ஷூர். Then he said you have to wait. Then in that case I said I will wait, and specifically I want to wait and complete this process because it is not for my sake alone, it is for the sake of any other person who is trying to make a death claim and he has to run from pillar to post. So I waited patiently, more than half an hour I waited. Then I realized that purposely I have been asked to wait and he has no intention of meeting me or solving this issue. So then I sent a WhatsApp message that I was waiting for you to have a discussion, open and free discussion, but it looks like you are not there, so I am leaving. Then immediately he appeared from inside the office. Note the point, he is appeared from inside the office, not from outside, because I was sitting on the gate on a chair. I didn't see him enter, but he approached from the inside of the office. Then he took us, both of us, to his cabin, and I explained this is not the right way of treating your customers. For that, he was also having a discussion. Then I also explained how it is possible to ask for some certificate which even government of India cannot provide. Or even if as a educated person, if I am not able to get my mother's claim, how a ordinary uneducated illiterate person from a village will be able to make a hassle free claim and get the money. Then he said, yeah, I realize all those things. Then he was talking about boasting himself as if he got 1,000 crore business for that company while he was in that position. All those boasting talk he was doing, which I was also listening politely. And even one more point I have to highlight here is, while waiting in the main hall, wherever you put your eyes, you will be seeing only the marketing of the branch manager. This month so much target achieved, this person is wearing putting a shawl on another person's shoulder, and whereas the agent is throwing a shawl on the branch manager's shoulder. All these things will be going on and on in the TV. And wherever I saw, it was purely a marketing place for the LIC policies, and there was not even one person who is ready to take care of a claim, that too a death claim. And ultimately, even at the end of the conversation only, I understood that he is also one among the lot who is trying to market and make a policy be done, new policy be done, and he is not ready to settle the death claim in a timely manner. Then I had to leave that place, saying that if you are ready and at least put a board wherein what all documents to be submitted for a death claim, then I'll be happy to submit my documents. That will be helpful to others also. Then after a week, I approached him, called him. He didn't pick the phone. As well as when I even sent a WhatsApp message whether everything has been taken care. But till date, he has not responded. Or I will surely say he will never respond. The reason, another reason why the more they delay, the more beneficial they are. I'll explain that financial part also. In this pension policy, as I said earlier, like 1 lakh amount policy will get a 750 rupee pension per month for the age of 60. Now let's take this example itself. In the month of July, my mother expired, and till March I was not able to get the policy amount. Now what would have happened is, around 8 months would have crossed. 8 into 750, 6,000 rupees I would have got credited in my mother's account. Let me repeat one more time to be on clarity. The policy amount is 1 lakh for the aged person of 60, and the pension amount is 750 per month. So my mother expired the month of July 2023, and till March 2024 it is not settled. So 750 per month and roughly 8 months, my mother's account would have been credited with 6,000 rupee. Now, when they settle it, if let's assume it is settled in the month of April, I hope, or I do not have any hope of being settled in the month of April 2024. But in case it is settled in the month of April 2024, they will deduct this 6,000 rupee from the 1 lakh amount, and I should be getting 94,000. But again, they will not settle the 94,000, but it will be surely less than that. And also, one may wonder, what will the 1 lakh for 8 months, what will be the interest I will be getting? No, it is zero, big zero. The more they delay, the more LIC is getting the profit out of it, and the claiming person or the nominee will be purely at a disadvantage. This has to be noted. So one may think at still that time the pension is also you have received, and why do you worry about it? No, the pension amount whatever after the death will be deducted from the policy apart from other deductions, and also there will not be single paise interest paid for the 1 lakh amount for the 8 months. This is the story about it. Anyway, one has to decide, think, and prudently take action whether to invest in these kind of pension schemes provided by LIC and make their nominee run from pillar to post for settling the claims. In fact, any person investing in pension scheme and nominating their son or daughter will be with a high hope, thinking that this amount will be reaching their nominees at the right time with the right amount. But in fact, the opposite is happening. So one has to think about it and act accordingly, rather than pushing their nominees to run from pillar to post and suffer the hands of LIC agents, LIC staff, and LIC branch managers, that to specifically Adair branch manager. One more example I will give, wherein the sum assured mentioned in the policy is not the amount the person is going to get. This is about another policy which I invested in my name in the year 2012, and matured in the year 2021 after 9 years. Sum assured is 75,000, but in fact, when I got the amount, it was only 60,280 rupees. Roughly speaking, it is only 60,000 rupees, and 15,000 is less than the sum assured. So, never believe the sum assured is the amount one will be getting on the maturity of the policy. One more example wherein the amount mentioned and what exactly the person is going to receive will differ. LIC, Life Insurance Corporation of India, instead of treating the nominee of a policyholder as a customer, it is treating them as if they are begging for alms, and more or less they are beggars in front of them. And whatever they settle the money, they consider it as a alms to a beggar, not as a rightful settlement of a death claim. Think it over, decide prudently. Good day.